child's pose, Balasana. I like to use Balasana to connect myself with my breath. Balasana is also a powerful opportunity to connect with our back body. We all tend to be frontal-oriented beings, meaning we are always moving forward in the state of internal awareness, interacting with what is going on around us, especially now when we are all in this fight or flight energy. We rarely have the opportunity to focus our awareness in our back body, where we can encourage this feeling of being safe and bringing the energy backwards. In child's pose, your back body is the only part of the body being exposed, therefore it's receiving all the spotlight. Child's pose allows us a chance to reconnect with our inner guidance system. It's an opportunity to shift our internal state of awareness where we allow ourselves to check in with our breath, with our body, our emotions, and our mind. The power of Balasana, or child's pose, is it really helps to quiet the mind and ease stress. And then by placing our forehead to the floor on support, or energetically speaking, connecting with our third eye chakra, the chakra that brings intuition and insight, child's pose then provides a grounded and calming experience. It soothes the nervous system and also aids the lymphatic system. Not to mention, it has a calming and restorative stretch for the muscles of the back. So, when we're stressed all the time, we tend to put a lot of pressure on our adrenal glands. And these adrenal glands produce hormones that help to regulate the metabolism, the immune system, our blood pressure, response to stress, and other essential functions. And when they are constantly being taxed, they get burnt out. Child's pose is one of the most amazing soothing poses for the adrenals. So, shall we get in? So as we start to get into Balasana, or child's pose, it's important for us to take as much time as needed to set up our supports so that we feel grounded, supported, and most importantly, relaxed. If getting to the ground for you today is not accessible, you might be having some knee, ankle, or hip pain, I'll demonstrate quickly how we can do this with 2 chairs. The chairs are facing one another. They're on a sticky mat so they don't slide around underneath me. I have a little support underneath me, and I have a nice long bolster out in front of me. And I'm simply going to allow my torso to rest forward onto this bolster with my legs on either side of the chair. If coming to the ground is accessible for you today, then let's do our setup for that. We're going to begin by placing a nice soft blanket underneath us. Then you might notice I have a stack of blankets or towels or whatever you might have in your home for some support to sit on. I then have a little rolled towel or blanket underneath my ankles to give them a little extra support and comfort. I have yet another rolled blanket that I'm going to put behind my knees just to give my knees a little bit more space. Now finally, I have a big long bolster out in front of me, and that is going to support my entire torso. Today I decided to elevate my bolster with a yoga block, just to give myself a little bit of extra support and elevation. I took yet another blanket and rolled it up on the front of my bolster, and this is where I'm going to rest my forehead. I'm going to rest my forehead, my third eye chakra, gently on that, so there's enough space for my face to feel comfortable. Play around here. You don't want it to be too high and cause extra congestion in the back of the neck. Or you might just feel comfortable allowing your head to rest to the left or to the right. So as I come in, I come to a kneel, and I bring the toes together and separate my knees on either side of the bolster. I navigate where that blanket is or that roll is underneath my ankles and underneath my knees. And then I allow my torso to come forward onto the bolster. It's important that you take enough time here so that the support and all the props give you that space, give you that moment of time to rest and relax. Adjust your head wherever feels comfortable. If it's resting your forehead on a blanket, or turn to the left or to the right. You might want to play a little bit around with your arms. They may be out in front of you, palms up, palms down. Or you might want to snuggle them underneath the bolster if it's elevated, if you have room. Some people even like to bring their hands on top of the bolster. See what feels right for your shoulders. And just be aware of your breath. And start to feel the back body rise with your inhalation. And draw in with your exhalation. Maybe even you can be aware of your inhalation traveling down the spine. And exhaling, traveling back up. Maybe you can even feel your ribs as they expand with the inhalation onto the support. Contract with the exhalation. Allow the muscles of the back just to release. This is a beautiful place to feel safe, to feel nurtured. Now let's go ahead and bring a little breath work. So just know where your breath is right now. Don't try and change it. Just let it be. And your next inhalation, count how long the in-breath is. Maybe it's 3, 4, 6 or 8 breaths. And then just allow the exhalation to be natural. Take your next breath in, counting the in-breath. And then exhaling completely. So on your next in-breath, I want you to make note of that count and see if you can match the exhale to it as well. So if you're breathing in for 4, exhale for 4. If it's 6 or 8 or maybe even 10, allow the inhalation and the exhalation to be the same. Good, stay with that rhythm. And now I want you to add just a soft pause at the end of each inhalation and the end of each exhalation. Just a moment or two, not too long, allowing the breath to be steady and smooth. I like to think of that pause between the inhalation and the exhalation as the gift. And that is my spot of peace and relaxation. So enjoy that moment of just quiet and just stillness. Keep your awareness on your breath. If thoughts start to filter in, let them sit for a moment and just say, not now. And just come back to your breath. Everything and anything will be there when you're ready, but right now, this is just the time for you to rest, to restore, and to be one with your breath. Let's give it one more minute. Maybe making a mental note of how you're feeling. You might be ready to come out. You might be ready to stay in for 3 more minutes. For the sake of this time now, you could stay in longer. Or if you're ready to come back, and if your head is turned to one side or the other, turn it to the other side, just to waken up your neck. And then bring your forehead straight onto the bolster. So you have a nice straight spine. Draw the hands underneath your shoulders. And when you're ready, go ahead and gently and slowly, and I'm saying very slowly, bring yourself back up into a seated posture. Take your time here. You may want to just close your eyes for a moment while you're seated. How does your prana, how does your energy feel? Do you feel calm? Do you feel relaxed? Just know that this pose, child's pose, balasana, is available to you whenever you need it. I encourage you to stay here for 3 to 5 minutes, or 5 to 10 or longer if you wish. So when you're ready, gently open your eyes, and namaste, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.